And we turn now to a News 5 investigation. A domestic violence victim who pleaded for help wound up dead on the side of the road in a rural part of Teller County. Preliminary reports indicate the victim's estranged husband killed her before taking his own life. Now, new evidence uncovered by News 5 Investigates in the months leading up to the woman's death raised serious questions over whether the justice system failed to protect her. Here's Chief Investigative Reporter Eric Ross.
Jury Stolp was just 36 years old, and her friends tell me she was in an abusive relationship and wanted out. In the months leading up to her death, we know she filed for divorce, and her estranged husband was arrested for harassment, child abuse, and violating a protection order, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And every time, the same judge let him out on bond.
She was a good mom, cared a lot about her kids. She was a good friend. She loved to have a good time.
Jury Stolp's friend of more than 2 decades is still trying to comprehend a tragic story that unfolded along a dirt road in a remote part of Teller County earlier this year. On April 30th, just before 11 p.m., Teller County Sheriff's deputies responded to a shots fired call on County Road 357. When they arrived, they found both Jury and her estranged husband dead. Not long before that, Jury told Lauren Bidnick about problems in their marriage. Jury wanted to leave her husband, Jacob.
When she was here at my house telling me she wasn't going back and that she was going to leave him, I said, Jury, if you don't, he's going to kill you.
Little did she know that would become a heartbreaking reality. Here's what we know happened. On January 24th, Jury's husband Jacob was charged with harassment and child abuse. A judge let him out on a $2,000 personal recognizance bond and a protection order was issued. 7 days later, Jacob is arrested for violating that protection order. The same judge sets another $2,000 bond and Jacob bails out. A month later, on the 25th of February, Jacob is again arrested for violating that protection order. The same judge, once again, sets a $2,000 bond and Jacob gets out. Jury then files official paperwork for a divorce in March, but that does not keep Jacob away. On April 8th, for the 3rd time, Jacob is arrested for violating the protection order. A few weeks later, Jury is killed.
It's incomprehensible how that could even happen. So, I mean, he was stalking her.
Every time, Jury did what she was supposed to do, call for help. But the system did not protect her. Lauren is baffled at how the justice system worked, or didn't work in this case.
Maybe the first time, you gotta spend the night in jail, and then mandatory anger management program, rehabilitation programs. It sounds like there was just nothing except we're lazy and we don't want to do any extra paperwork. And then 2 times, that should be like a felony. You should have to serve time. Obviously, you haven't learned your lesson. And those protection orders should actually mean something.
Lauren wants to see stiffer penalties in Colorado for repeated violations of a protection order. And we wanted to talk with Judge Teresa Kilgore, the judge who handled every single one of Jacob's cases and set his bond. The judge respectfully declined comment. Meanwhile, Lauren is speaking up, wanting to raise awareness about domestic violence with the hope that something will change.
Clearly, there is no protection for domestic violence.
And every charge Jacob faced, from child abuse to violating a protection order, was a misdemeanor, which means those crimes carried similar penalties to some traffic tickets. Now, it's important to note that Jacob was never convicted because he and his wife were killed before trial. This resulted in all of the charges being dismissed. Always watching out for you, I'm Eric Ross, News 5 Investigates.
And as always, if you have a problem or issue you'd like our News 5 Investigates team to look into, call our tip line at any time, 719-228-6275, or you can send an email to news5investigates@koaa.com.